Hello, hello. Welcome, my witches. Hello, Circular Pixels. Hello, Samantha. Hello, Jessica. Hello, Natalie. Welcome. Hi, Marcy. Welcome to you all. Jessica ate an early dinner, so you're here. Yay, so glad to have you. Sorry, I'm scratching my back because it feels like there's a hair inside my shirt. Cyber snowball cookies, well, and mulled mead wine. You just want me not to get any work done tonight, right? Right, Samantha? Fluffs the pillows, thank you. Hello, Marcy. I'm so glad to see you here. How's everything down there? Oof, you guys are going through your own, aren't you, in Argentina? Hi, Roxanne. Welcome, lovely. I'm so glad to see you all. I hope that you're well. I hope that you're managing to stay healthy. Let's start with, I want to start with gratitude for all of you for showing up, for all of my viewers that give me an audience so I can continue to do the thing that makes me happy. And to start with a prayer for compassion. So just feeling compassion flowing out of your heart for the places in the world that are still struggling so hard. And compassion for lawmakers in this country that are trying to get things done to help those people that are suffering and are dealing with their own mega issues. Mega issues, did I say? MAGA issues? Yes. Yes, indeed. Oh, dearie me. But here we are, you guys, and I'm so glad that we're here. And look, no Band-Aids of any kind. Look, I can use all my digits. Scars, scar, but no Band-Aids. So I am freewheeling tonight. Look out for me. So if anybody new comes in and hits this from the beginning, I'm Luna. These are readings for the collective, so no personal questions, but I know most people find that they get something that is helpful to them out of these 6 decks and Astro Dice and everything else, and the wonderful additions that my viewers put in the chat. If you come in new and you're not subscribed, you cannot participate in chat. If you want to, please subscribe and then wait 1 whole minute and you'll be able to jump in and say hi to everybody. And here's a reminder, people that are in the chat, to make sure that your setting at the top of the chat box is switched to live chat and not top chat. Top chat filters people out, and then we have ghosts floating around in the room that people are talking to, but we can't see them. So switch over to live chat. I'm having a pretty good week because on Tuesday I went and got shots and cortisone, Toradol, which is anti-inflammatory, and B12. Yeah, baby. They wanted to do a pneumonia too, but they forgot, so I have to go back. But my pain has lessened, but it's still certainly there, and my doctor and I are working on it, and he has referred me to an acupuncturist. I am so happy. I am so happy. He heartily agrees with me that a spinal fusion would probably not be a good idea with my neck and my hypermobility and everything. So, I mean, to have a doctor that's in your camp and understands and knows about herbs and mushrooms and stuff. I was asking him about mushroom supplements, and he's like, yeah, totally on board. So I am very grateful for that tonight too, and grateful to be here. Yes, clean, pristine digits with some brand new skin on them here and there. So one of the things that I've been doing, because I have my trapezius muscles and they're called SCM, sternocleidomastoid. And can you see my neck being off? See how this shoulder's kind of higher than this shoulder? Yeah, problems. But those muscles are just chronically tight. Those muscles are innervated by a cranial nerve, not a spinal nerve. And they're connected. I've heard they're connected to the vagus nerve. They're not innervated by the vagus nerve. I'm still trying to find out things. But I've been doing a class from the Daily Om on the vagus nerve. Vagus nerve is a cranial nerve. It comes down and wanders through your thorax, because that's why it's called vagus, like vagabond or vagrant. It means a wanderer. It wanders through your entire torso and it innervates all of your organs and is it parasympathetic? The thing that controls the subconscious stuff like breathing and heartbeat and all that. So it's vital. And it comes out of your brainstem, your lizard brain. So it is in charge of fight, flight, freeze. Fawn. I don't know if it's in charge of fawn, maybe, but I think fawn might be, helped by some other functions. But when you have anxiety disorder, it's kind of like my whole life, my vagus nerve has been stuck on red hot, So learning to work with this and loosen these muscles is helping tremendously. And I want to show you a really quick thing that I learned. And I actually learned this on TikTok from a couple different people. And then it was in this vagus nerve course too. So if you take your fingers and interlace them and put them like right at the, where your skull sort of bulges out at the end, put your palms right there, interlock your fingers against your head and kind of, relax back in. And then looking straight ahead, just turn your eyes all the way to the right as far as you can without discomfort. And then just hold them there. Sometimes it takes 20 to 30 seconds, but you will notice at some point, and it might not, I might have to shut up for a minute for it to happen for me, that you will either yawn or you will do this, what they call sigh, which is you go to take a breath and you go, and then a bigger breath comes in. And when that happens, then switch your eyes to the other side until it happens on that side. I find now that when I'm just doing this on my own, almost as soon as I put my hands back there and look one way or the other, it triggers. And it just, especially yawn, it just really starts to soften everything and kind of resets that off of that fight, flight, freeze mode. So I hope you find that helpful. But, looking for alternatives to drastic surgery. And it was funny because I was thinking, I've got to call this surgeon after the first of the year. And something was telling me, you need to find another one. You need to find another one. I'm like, no, he's like the ranking orthopod and the blah, 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 blah. You need to find another one. So I tell my doctor this, I'm going to contact him. He's like, which doctor do you have? And I told him, and he's like, oh, is he back to practice? Because he had a heart attack. I thought he quit practicing. It's like, now I know why. And my doctor agreed with me that it's good to be psychic. So anyhow, I am so happy to see you all. And let's do a little elemental blessing, and then we will introduce our DAGs. I also want to validate for everybody starting out here. I want to tell you how our decoration is going. Wait, I'm going to bigger myself again so I can talk right to you. How our holiday decoration is going. The tree has been up with lights on it for more than a week. It has maybe a dozen ornaments on it. I have put one. Kids put. It's just, again, we are all in this place of just constant drain. So what's happening is we're not worrying about it. The decorations are set out and the windows are lit up. The house decorations are up. That's all done. It's just the tree. But when the kids were little, we never used to get our tree till the 15th because we got a live one and they have to stay alive for a little while. But we've just decided, the decorations are there. And if you're over there, pick up a couple and put them on. We will get it decorated. There's no fuss and no worry. And yesterday we took my daughter, who turned 30 this year, to the tree farm that we used to go to get her first live tree for her house. And I had to stop live trees like 5 years ago because I was in hell every holiday because I'm allergic to them. And so I got to watch the kids tromping around out there and dragging the tree back home. And it was just a really, really good day. And to spend that time together and watching them, fiddle around with it and learn how to do things. It's that passing on of tradition and I'm very happy to see my daughter at this place because she has gone through just a horrendous breakup over the last couple of years. And this year she's really clear and free from it. And so I'm watching her want to decorate and feeling, feeling unoppressed. And it's a wonderful, wonderful thing. So I'm very grateful for that. What else can I tell you? Oh, I don't know. But we've done no baking. That'll happen as we get really close to the holiday. It's like that's the holiday, the 12 days, that's when the baking and eating and stuff happen. Instead of right after Thanksgiving, let's start baking and eat like pigs until we're disgusted with ourselves. So, but it's relaxed and it's our family together and there's no pressure. We're not having like a big party, and my friends that come over to visit are my friends and they know they can come to my house and relax and unmask and just have a wonderful time. Right, Samantha? We'll plan. So anyway, I hope that you are being easy with yourself. I hope that you are not getting down on yourself at all for not feeling the holiday or not feeling really energetic. Compassion is the key. Just being easy with yourself. And also, I'll tell you more when we get to the decks. Where's my matches? I am so loving having tipped matches that strike on anything. They strike so easily. It's wonderful. Okay, so sit down, take a nice deep breath, get yourself all relaxed. And I offer you this smoke cleanse. It's cleansing of sage. Light yours if you have it. By air and fire, may we be purified and charged. And I'm going to light this a little bit more. I am also grateful that, with all my growing sensitivities, sage is still a wonderful thing for me. All of the natural resins and woods that I burn, no problem. So grateful. And it's because, this is medicine. This is medicine. So I offer this to all the decks. And I offer you this water and earth that may be we be blessed and made whole. Let's invite people in now, guides and guardians, allies and ancestors. Come on in. We invite you in with the sound of the bell. See how I fix that? By the sound of the bell, may the spirit arrive along with all your guides and guardians, allies and ancestors, gods and goddesses, all of those you consider your source from past to future, from inside to outside. We invite them in now and offer you fresh water and the fire of Azrael. And now let me smaller myself and let's do a meditation. Let me see some messages first. Samantha's starting her baking tomorrow. Banana nut bread and Russian tea cookies. Good for you. Yeah, and just a few things. I'm going to make baklava again, only the real way this year. Danley says, Christmas is a low-key event in my household. Just another day, really. Being so hot here as it is in summer. We just have chicken and salad platters, enough for the three of us for a couple of days. Aw. It would be odd for me, being in warmth at Christmas. People talk about, we're going to, the Bahamas for Christmas. I think my system would feel weird to me, but, that's because this is where I've grown up. So I always wonder kind of what it's like down there, and especially when you've got like the trappings of the way Santa's dressed and everything down there. It's just like there's some disconnect. Anyhow, however you celebrate it with your family is the right way for you to celebrate it. So I was also thinking about being a heathen, being a pagan, celebrating Christian holidays that are really pagan holidays, you get to a point where it's like, oh, this is actually all just pagan, so you can just let fly and do what you want. So, all right, let's get yourselves comfortable. Settle in on whatever surface you're sitting on or propped up on, or let me see if I can get my chair closer. Such a struggle. Okay, almost. All right, so now settle back and just feel yourself settle into the surface that you're on. Let's take our shoulders, be aware of the posture of neck and shoulders. Take the shoulders and roll them back, and then see if you can slide, kind of pull your shoulder blades together, and then sort of slide them up and down your spine to loosen that up. And then see if you can tuck your chin a little bit and open up the space at the back of your neck, creating space between your vertebrae. Let your shoulders drop. Let those trapezius muscles just relax. Let your hands go limp. And feel gravity taking over. And as it does, feel all the tension that's in your body just detach from the substance of your body and from your energy body, and let gravity draw it down into the earth, just straight down into the earth. This kind of tension is heaviness, and it just sinks. And you feel it just sort of peeling away from your body, dissolving and going down, down, down into the earth. And as it does, you feel yourself getting a little lighter. You feel your muscles relaxing as all that heaviness goes away. You feel some space starting to show up between all the fibers of your muscles, between all your cells. Feel that space showing up. And then from the base of your spine, let's send that root down into the ground. And anything else internally, anything that's part of your energy system, part of that chakra system up your spinal column, now let anything that does not belong to you, anything that's not part of your perfectly healthy system, detach and sink down, 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 down. So you feel yourself getting even lighter as all of the tension, all of the heaviness, any doubt, anger, sadness, illness, just let it go. And as the last of it drains down into the earth, you feel earth energy start rising up that root to take the place of everything that just left you. Earth energy is part of your system. It's part of your physical body. It's what feeds you and keeps that body alive and working. So you feel it flooding up into your body, green and gold, up through the base of your spine, through the taint, if you will, down the legs. Feel it in your thighs, your knees, your shins and calves, down to your feet. Feel your toes relax. Kind of wiggle them, let them get happy, and then let that earth energy start pouring into your pelvis, pouring into your lower belly, your lower back, rising up to your diaphragm, and then up into your chest and your mid-back. Feel it moving. I want you to really see this energy now, green and gold, and look at every little spark spins with those two colors. And as they come up to the top of your rib cage and up to your shoulders, it spills down your arms. Look at the light flashing through your body, up into your neck, your jaw, your head, and everything. More space created between your cells. Everything begins to relax with this space. There's fluidity. And as this earth energy is zooming around your body, going everywhere that needs attention, everywhere that needs healing, everything that needs repair, you feel the last of the things that don't belong to you detaching and leaving down that grounding cord. And feel this grounding cord as an anchor and a safety net, holding you in your physical body firmly to this plane, keeping that physical body guarded and watched so that your spirit and your mind can go elsewhere. And feel everything relaxing. Everything, all the muscles in your head and face relax. In your neck, in your shoulders, in your arms, in your chest, in your belly, in your butt, in your legs, all the way down to your feet. Relax, relax, relax. Now exhale all the way. Next inhale, pull that earth energy up. Exhale just the breath. Again. Exhale all the way. Inhale. Exhale through the crown. Send it up. Send it out. Watch it come down in a full sphere around you. All around you, creating this beautiful living boundary of earth energy. It comes down, touches the ground, sinks, and hugs that cord. Really get a nice image of that circuit in your mind. And feel it flow. This is a solid flow. Nothing stops it. If anything starts, tries to stop it or slow it down, it gets dissolved. And then we open the crown to the cosmos and feel silver and blue come instantly pouring in, joining with all of the green gold of the earth. Pouring down through your body, through your head, neck, down your arms, down into your chest, through your torso, down into your belly, lower belly, your bottom, your thighs, your shins and calves, your feet, top and bottom, all your toes, and then feel that energy spinning, joining with the earth energy, and it travels down that cord till it connects with the sphere and rises up the outside. Its natural state is to rise. So you watch it rising up the outside as the earth energy's natural state is to come down. So pay attention to that circuit as well. And notice how the blue and silver is the perfect balance for the green and gold. These two together create everything. And now exhaling all the way out and a deep inhale. Push an outer layer when you exhale. Push it out until it joins with everybody else's. These beautiful spheres of light, each one of them flavored through our own system, our own spirit, our own body. Yet the substance and the essence of them is identical, absolutely identical. And through this joining and circuit, I am seeing now, I can't remember what it's called, but it's one of those geometric patterns that's all circles, but they interlock and make all these different patterns. So we make that pattern now and feel the boost that you get from sharing energy with all of these wonderful people. And know that the layer that's closer into your body filters out anything that doesn't belong to you, anything that will not benefit your system. And after the next exhale, a nice deep inhale, and from the heart chakra, exhale out into that circuit, that big grid of spheres: compassion, love, peace, healing. And we ask all of our support system to be here and help us get the messages that we need tonight. Come on back to the room. Let's take a look at our decks. So the first one that we have is the Kuan Yin Oracle. This was the first Alana Fairchild deck that I had. And it's, okay, hold on. This is the one where you have to hunt for the artist's name. Zheng Hao. Zheng Hao is the artist, so we send gratitude to those two for this wonderful deck. Then we have the Dream Ritual Oracle cards, and these are by Teresa Chung, and illustrations are by Noelle T. Noelle, what a great name. And then we have Flowers of the Night Oracle, and I want to take a look here. Hold on. Yes, I thought so. This was a gift deck from Rose True. So gratitude to Rose. This is by Sherilyn Darcy. Then we have, whoops, come. Then we have the Dream Keepers Tarot by Liz Houston. Are you catching a little bit of a theme here? Yin, dream, night, dream. Uh-oh, wait a minute here. Just gotta look at how dusty the top of this box was. This is the Tarot of the Hidden Realm by Julia Jeffrey and Barbara Moore. I think Julia Jeffrey has an oracle deck out. And then we have the Tarot of the Abyss. This is by Anna Torian. And she has another deck too, at least one. So the theme tonight, I was thinking about, we just cleared new moon on Tuesday. Hi, Tavia. I was wondering if you were coming. Yay, yay. I'm so glad you made it. Yay. I'm so glad you're here. And then on Wednesday, Mercury stationed retro. So we're going into that time of year, particularly in the Northern Hemisphere. And the more northern you are, the more you're noticing it, of the dark and the dreaming and the internal. And even if it's not winter solstice where you are, it's still Mercury retrograde. So that is that deep internal dive. So the dream ones started showing themselves to me tonight, and I'm really glad. I can't wait to see how it all goes. Let me have I'm drinking some kombucha tonight, and I promise that I will try my very best not to unleash something in your ears one way or another. Oh my goodness. All right. I want to do this. Wait. Because my charcoal's still burning and I want more smells. Give the fire of Azrael to these dice to show us what tonight's set of readings will be focused on. What message do we need to hear as souls on this planet in this time? Mercury, interesting, in Libra, in the 4th. Now, hold on a minute. I am such a bad witch, you guys. bad astrologer. Okay, there I go shaming myself. I'm not shaming myself. I take it back, because I don't even really know where this is occurring. But this is me being honest, so you can be honest too. Do I keep track of these things? Most of the time, not. So we are in Capricorn. Mercury is in Capricorn, and it's going from 8. And of course, we don't have a January on this calendar. Crap. From 8 degrees to past 22 degrees before it turns around again. I haven't bought my New Year's calendar. Yikes, I've been buying stuff for other people. So anyway, if you have planets between 8 and 20-something degrees, especially in cardinal signs are going to be feeling it the heaviest. That is Aries, Cancer, and Libra. And if you have it in air signs, or whatever, if you have planets in air signs in those degrees, then you have a trine from a retrograde Mercury. So those things may benefit from good internal deep diving, checking into things on a deep level. Okay, Mercury in Libra is about fair communication. This is negotiation. Absolutely negotiation, talking through peace, talking about how to bring peace, talking about how to bring balance, talking about justice. And 4th house is at home, your emotional foundations. So, okay, wait a minute. So, it really does talk about, for the collective, in our home country, most of the people here being American, that my viewers, we really need this kind of communication to bring balance back. And it's not going to happen. It's retrograde. It's not going to happen the way it needs to happen, with people sitting down and having a reasonable discussion, because we're not dealing with reasonable people. So a retrograde Mercury says that there's a lot of backstage review going on. There's a lot of back channel things that are being reviewed, looked at in terms of justice, in terms of this country and our home front. There's also talks going on in terms of energy stuff. And what was I seeing this week? Like something in the Middle East, I think. There was a climate and fossil fuel conference going that was being run by the people that make money off fossil fuels. So that was sort of laughable. But just looking at kind and balanced communication in Libra, Mercury is under the sway of Venus. So kindness, watch what you say, watch how you say it. You can set boundaries and say what you need to say without, unless you need to. And the 4th house talks about being able to communicate our emotions, maybe to be able to work things out with people from our families of origin by stating our truth in that gentle, balanced way, whether it's received or not, being able to state it. Okay, Tavia, here I come. Hi, baby Joe. No Neptune or Jupiter. Just finished supper. Yay, I'm glad you made it, too. Hi, Willow Owl. Oh, my goodness, I'm glad you're home safe. Diplomacy, absolutely. Mercury in air is lighter and full of humor. Hard things can be said lightly. That's really good, because air, is less dense. So in air, it's coming from the head, but it's in an emotional house, a water house. So we can talk about an emotional context, but we can do it in a manner that is, like Tavia said, lighter, full of humor. Again, Venus. Libra is ruled by Venus. Venus is love, sweetness, joy, pleasure, fun, humor, all of those things. So being able to speak lightly in an emotional forum, in a place that in a place where we feel safe. Fourth house, in a place where we feel safe. Why does this feel open-ended? I think it might be because that Mercury is retro. So, if you can't put the words together, it also can talk about Mercury's logistics. Libra is beauty, and it's refined beauty. Taurus is that earthy, practical, material. Libra is kind of like the ability to really appreciate beauty, mentally, And so, talking about logistically doing things in your home to bring beauty, to increase the beauty, to have lovely conversation with friends and family. So there's that too. There's that holiday vibe too. The role of the jester, the sacred fool. Yes, 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 exactly. So look at approaching your holidays, approaching time with your family, especially if they're difficult, with humor, with lightness, listening as much as you talk, just being able to. We had a situation a little bit ago between some family members, and I remember telling one person, nothing needs to be solved. We were together for another reason, and it's like nothing needs to be solved. You decide how to behave, that we're here for something else. You don't need to solve all your problems now, So I think that can hold for everybody. You go to a family thing and there's people I have issues with. You don't need to solve those issues. And think about it in terms of your own peace of mind. Your own peace of mind. You just don't need to invite it, right? Okay. Learning something rather than knowing all. Ooh, listen. Yes, listening for sure. Don't let your mind go spinning at the first trigger word you hear someone say. Pull back, listen all the way, then respond instead of reacting. Right. And if you don't, you also have permission not to hear things that are triggering. I choose not to hear that. I'm going to pretend you didn't say it. Protect yourself. Keep yourself safe. Remember why you gather with people. Get as much pleasure from it as you can. Keep your wits about you, and just kindness, certainly is the key. Okay, kindness and humor. All righty. Let's see who's out the chute first here. Hello, Noah. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Okay, number 3, which is Flowers of the Night. So nice to be able to shuffle cards again. This is another deck that shuffles better face up. It's strange. I have been noticing this with so many of them, whether they have gilding or not. Okay. I don't know how loud the drums are coming over my speaker. I forgot to ask in the beginning. Yes, Noah, we are a small group here and we're very welcoming. We like it when new people come in. All right, one more shuffle. And then we will. We watched, what was it, on Sunday, I think, Pee-wee's Christmas special on YouTube. So good. So good. R.I.P. Pee-wee. Okay. What do we need to know from the Flowers of the Night? Hi, Steve Poole. Stevie, welcome to you too. Hey, I'm so glad. I'm so glad to see the newcomers here. Welcome. All right. Ooh, this was one of the ones when I was asking if it wanted to play tonight. This is one of the ones that came out. Awaken. Release. Oh, you're so fun. Pleasure. Awaken and Release were two of the cards that came out. There was like a chunk of 4. So how interesting when you shuffle and shuffle and shuffle. And then we have, I hope you guys aren't getting too much glare, Devotion, Death, Challenge. Okay. So this is Blazing Star, Japanese Honeysuckle, Belle de Nuit, Royal Lily, Devil's Trumpet, and Dragon Fruit. Okay. These are such beautiful cards. All right. So let's just go, and I forgot. I've been going middle first. I'm going to leave this the way it is. All right. So we have Release in the middle and Challenge down here. We have things that really need to leave our system, whether it's our own personal physical system or the physical system of this planet, the energetic system of this planet, the political systems that we build from, from our mindsets. So many things need to be released, and it's a challenge and it's a struggle. We've been struggling with it. We're watching people with non-plastic brains struggling hard to accept change that's going on around them, and they're suffering for it. And it's like, wow, wouldn't it be so much easier if you just learned how to change your mind? So we have things to release. Over here it says Awaken and Pleasure. Right, so what were we talking about up here? We can go in with eyes open, with our spiritual awareness and everything intact. We can go in with an intention of experiencing pleasure, having a wonderful time. And in between those things, we have to kind of release the need. Okay, release the need to change someone. We can be eyes open and get some pleasure out of something, even though we can see things that don't quite, that could piss us off. Release that. Why? Because we'd rather have a good time, keep our eyes open, know who we are, see who other people are very clearly, and just still have a good time, Then we have Devotion and Death. Oh my goodness. All right, I'm going to start reading. Okay. I am capable, awake, and ready is the affirmation. Awaken, foundation, maturity, important psychic abilities. Okay. We may think we're fully awake and aware, only to find we still have much to explore and learn. Look more closely at ways you can expand your knowledge, but ensure your foundations are strong. Expand your knowledge. Mercury, foundations, is the 4th house. Awakening doesn't just entail reaching for the higher levels. It also means being fully aware of what is below and before, and using all your knowledge and the wisdom you've acquired. So that's the good retrograde stuff, looking at what's beneath things, what came before, reviewing, looking back. Improved psychic abilities are indicated. Pay close attention to your hunches, feelings, and daydreams. All right, so this is, kind of where the spirit that we go in. I'm being awake to everything and aware, not just of, awake and go up, 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 improve, but to just be where you are and awake enough to see how things are without wrestling with them. Okay, release. Okay, this is Japanese honeysuckle. And the critter is the giant flying squirrel. I forgot there's critters on these. The Luna moth there. Changes upon you, and letting go will be for the best. You have what is needed to transform now. Do not dwell on what was. Look forward to what may be. Learn from the past without being stuck there. Ooh, learn from the past without being stuck there. Go into a situation with your eyes open and look at things with maybe new eyes, without, here we go again. We've been through this again. But watch somebody do something, and if you can release your need for them to be other than they are, because you're there to have some fun, not change people, you can really maybe see some of the pain that's behind some behaviors, or you can just see and go, oof, wow, that, sucks to be you. Like I said, sometimes the best and compassion that you can get to is, it must really suck to be you, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you're like that. And so you can release, just by release the need to change and remain aware. And now let's look at pleasure. Belle de Nuit is Mexico and South America, white fragrant flowers, and then we have a honey bear, a kinkajou. Oh. Your desires could be and should be fulfilled. Temptations will also be just that little sweeter and easier to attain. Don't forget to have fun, to do what pleases you and not just everyone else. Pamper yourself. Wear your best outfit just because. Dance, sing, whatever it is that gives you pleasure. So if you arrive at a place not ready to do battle, but instead ready to have fun, I am going to meet everything with humor. I'm going to make jokes. I will be, be my happy self. Then let's look at devotion and death. So we talked about devotion a couple weeks ago, about how it's a commitment. It's giving yourself to something or someone. And we have to remember too, the pleasure that is in devotion. If devotion becomes a frickin' grind, it's one thing if you are like a caregiver for someone who is ill or who has dementia or something, and your devotion to them is not pleasurable. But you can change it and find pleasure in it. Example, my mother had dementia. She had, not Alzheimer's. What do they call it? Vascular dementia. Hardening of the arteries, senility is what they used to call it. And it was tough. It was really tough taking care of her. But, to be devoted to her and take her out on drives, we go out around Christmas time looking at lights, listening to Christmas music. My husband and I were laughing last night when we were in the car because I'd be driving, she'd grab my wrist, and she was 5 planets in Aries, you guys. She would grab my wrist so hard. Thank you so much. This is so great. It's like, Mom, let go of my wrist. I gotta drive. but as we were riding and she was singing, I was able to just key in on her joy, zoom in on her joy. So if you're having a hard time feeling it for yourself, this is another thing you can do with enhanced psychic abilities, is you can key in on other people's joy, or you can do something that will bring them joy, and you can take it for yourself. One of the, there's a 7-limb prayer in Tibetan Buddhism that is the way to purify all the problems. And one of them is, I rejoice to purify jealousy or envy. So you have somebody that has good fortune, instead of, I want to wish them ill because they don't like me, but take joy in their accomplishments, and then you have joy too. So we have, let me go back here to read. I didn't read yet. Okay. Your commitment to something will result in achievement and reward. Completion is within reach. These cards are kind of predictive, and I'm not really keen on that. So acknowledgement and soulmates, and it's talking about all that stuff, but honoring promises. The challenges are broken promises and people not having an understanding of another's focus and source of happiness. So the devotion can also be to your own safety, your own happiness, your own mental ease. You can be devoted to that as well. Now, let's look at the death card. This is Datura. There's an Indian flying fox, flying air puppies. Okay. An ending is indicated. You may be about to experience it, or you may need to invoke it yourself. Devil's trumpet can be reminding you of something that has passed. Often it's impossible for the new to grow and take hold until the old has actually died in some way and ceased to be. A time of sleep, long-earned rest, and withdrawal may be forthcoming and attained. And I have to say here, this is really hitting home personally because of the year we've had with both of my brothers-in-law, the only two I had, passing within 5 days of each other. So there was devotion there. I saw devotion in both of the marriages, my sister and my sister-in-law and their husbands, and then, confronted with death. And talking to my sister today, and she was talking about, how she's okay, most of the time okay, and then it descends, and how she's just sitting with it and allowing it to flow, allowing things to be the way they are emotionally. And so this Mercury in Libra here in the fourth house also says to keep your thoughts balanced about how you're feeling. Don't go off the deep end with the story of I shouldn't be feeling this. I should be feeling this. Now the Christmas is ruined because I'm feeling sad. To allow your thoughts to be kind and balanced and soft to yourself. And being devoted to yourself in that way, in dealing with the loss that we've all experienced, the loss of a sense of safety, the loss of faith, the loss of innocence. So many losses we've experienced over the last several years. And so our devotion to pleasure, to being awake, to releasing what is now dead and gone, our devotion can help us to turn that corner again. Not slam the door and lock it, but turn a corner. Stay in the present and let certain things move further into the past. And then the challenge at the end. And the challenge is, it's a difficult dance to be fully awake and aware and feeling our feelings and keeping the mind in balance and finding pleasure where we can. It's all a challenge. But I challenge you to be devoted to being awake and aware in every moment. I was going to look at the death pleasure here, but I'm having a hard time with that one, I gotta say. All right, this says you need to dig a little deeper in certain situation, but the rewards and experience gained will be worth it. This says I have the strength and the will to do this. Let's look at the affirmations. I am capable, awake, and ready. I let go and live on. You have the choice to enjoy. Let's change that to I. I have the choice to enjoy. To enjoy. To embody joy, to be in joy. Whoops. Then, devotion says, I really like the affirmations on these. Okay. Devotion says, I will stay true to my commitments. Death says, I accept that this is an ending. And, the ending of the year as well. And challenge, I have the strength and the will to do this. All right. Wow. Okay. Here we go. Oh my God, it's an hour in already? What the hell, you guys? All right, let's see here. I always have these weird, Noah says, I always have these weird dreams as well. Whenever I see someone who I haven't for a while been in touch with in my dreams, I get a call from the next day. Yes, that's being psychic. That's just you being psychic. Yep. I think our spirits connect before physical bodies all the time. Yes, they do. Samantha agrees too. All the time the connection is there. Indeed it is. Noah says, it's also how I was just thinking about rotisserie chicken the next day. My friend sent me an article he wrote, which his title was indeed rotisserie chicken. It's weird and funny. That's awesome. That's awesome. See, enjoy that. That is enjoyable as fuck. It's like, what do I do with this? But enjoy it. Just enjoy it. Those are the little things that let you know, yes, you have access. You are connected. You have access. Yep, I agree. Okay, who's up next? Let's get it going here. Number 2, this is the Dream Ritual Oracle. All right, this has already been fully shuffled, so let's just do this. All right. right, what do you have to tell us about? Whoop. All right, so we're going to go like here. Okay. Oops. All right, you wanted to stay there, so let's use you. All right. So here we have regret is in the center. Trust, regret, ego. Then we have foresee, passion, and observe. All right. I love keywords like this. It's like, you know, when the messages come through the left brain, through the Mercury part. Trust, ego, regret. All right, so let's just start with regret and how we deal with these things. Regret is us looking back and saying, I don't like the way that happened. And most often, I think, I don't like what I did. I don't like the way I behaved. Regret can be a tricky thing because it is so often and so easily turned inward. A regret is I'm bad, I didn't do it, I failed. So regret doesn't necessarily indicate failure. And my dance with this, my other parent, my father, and having no contact with him for the last 13 years of his life until he was dying. And I was really regretting that. And then finally, I had the realization of I regret that it could not have been otherwise because of his disorders and his choices. You know, I regret that it couldn't have been otherwise. And that was also to acknowledge that he did not have complete choice about the way he was. He had mental disorders. He had a lot of issues. He had a lot of trauma. So he didn't have a lot of choice. But, you know, I regret that it couldn't have been otherwise. So look at how you can maybe neutralize whatever regret you're feeling away from blaming, regret coming with blame. You can look at something and say, this is how it played out. Yes, I was responsible for things. If you need to go there, ask, is there something, you know, what have I learned that I can allow to change me so that I don't experience that particular regret about my choices anymore? And particularly if something is back in the past because you were not who you are now. If you do things that you don't have the understanding you have now, and yes, I regret, but be kind to yourself in that I didn't know that then. If I had known that, I could have behaved differently. So let's take a look at where regret is taking us. On one side here, we have trust. All right, hold on a second. So this can talk about regret that happens when you have misplaced your trust in someone, when you've put trust in someone that ended up being misplaced, that you've been hurt. And you have regrets about that. And then on this side, we have ego. So when we are being in our wounded self, the ego is at the forefront. The ego is what tries to keep us safe. The ego is what tries to make us right and them wrong, right? So sometimes that bad behavior that we regret is because we were terribly unsafe and the ego was kicking up and trying to keep us safe and us right. And we were, you know, vulnerable with no way to feel protected. Hadn't learned yet to protect ourselves. Maybe some other people that we trusted to protect us let us down. All right, let's come down here. So you can look back and go, again, I did not have that understanding then. And it hurts when we recognize when ego was really being strong, because that means, you know, we've got to let go of that part of ego that's trying to keep us safe, and it feels very scary and vulnerable. Then we have foresee and passion. And observe. This is a very interesting. I'm not gonna like try to manipulate these around, although I want to, because this is kind of a Mercury retro feel and message. Not real clear for me. Let me go here. Foresee. Okay. Timing, synchronicity, anticipate, future vision. And then passion. Okay, so this top line has us stuck in the past. And during Mercury retro, we are doing review of things. We'll have things that happened during the last retro cycle that come up for fixing and review. And we can say, oh yeah, I did that. I, was going on trust and I misplaced it and I did that. Or maybe I was operating from my ego and I regret that. So now what do I do? Well, this foresee and passion. Foresee talks about tapping into that psychic ability for yourself. And first of all, just sort of feeling forward. How do I see these things working out the way things stand now? Feeling forward, and then starting to project forward with your passion. What is it that you really want to feel? What's the alternate? Okay, so when you're looking back and regretting, how would I rather have seen that play out? And play that out in your mind as if you are seeing it unfold for reals. And if I have to go into this situation in the future, here is how I would like to see. Here is how I would like the real me to behave and not my ego. The awaken card over here, here is how I would like to be awake and aware, not operating from my woundedness, and sort of becoming passionate about that. So many times when we have regret, we push that story away, we lock it away. But if we're not healed from it, we need to go back there and look. And then we need to ask ourselves, knowing what I know now, how would I really like to see that unfold? And there's no harm whatsoever in creating that whole situation again, replaying it in your head in the highest, best, kindest way, with healthy boundaries, all that kind of stuff. And creating that as a spell, and putting it out there. And maybe things can align in the future that they can play out, that storyline can play out in a better way. At the bottom, we have observe. And during this retro period, that is really, that's really important. Who was saying just a minute ago to be able to, my husband shared something on Facebook too, about just taking a beat. There's a beat between something, your perception of something, an event happening, and how you respond to it or react to it. There's a beat, and we need to take that beat to observe. To observe. Is this, okay, trust, foresee, observe. And then ego, passion, observe. Wow, this is a sticky one, you guys. I'm keen to struggle. But just the message here, I think, really is about just taking that beat when something happens. So if we go back to the dice and go back to, a party situation or a situation with family or whatever, with unresolved issues, and you're going in with regrets and stuff, come in, observe, allow yourself to breathe, create that space to try not to go with your, woundedness sticking out all over the place. Trust yourself. Trust a new vision of the future, that you can just go with this vision and project that and then observe what happens. All right, that was very dreamy, murky, kind of like, hey, it was a slippery, slippery one. Let's see. All right, let me see what you guys thought. Oh my goodness. Regret is past, foresee is future. Okay. Observe is present. Ooh, that's really good. That's really good, Tavia. Thank you. Yes, so the regret Regret is looking back. Foresee is looking to the future. Observe is present. So when you're in the present and observing, you can kind of look and see where regret is playing for other people, for yourself, and regret sometimes can look like attack because people are defensive. When you have a lot of regret coming into a situation, you're trying to be self-protective, you come in defensive. So regret can look like people being mean to each other, but when you're observing, and you can allow yourself to sort of foresee how things are playing out and then bring that awake awareness to it and try to infuse that sort of peaceful sense into the current situation. Okay, I'm going to stop talking about that one. Wow, that was out there. But yeah, okay. Number 6. Oh, we get a tarot. This one is all thoroughly shuffled as well. All right, Tarot of the Abyss, what you got to tell us? I may have left blocking cards in this deck. I do not know. You want to come out? All right, I'm going to go from here. King of Swords. Wheel of Fortune. 7 of Cups. Chariot. 6 of Pentacles. Very interesting. 8 of Cups. Very interesting. Okay, King of Swords is clarity. Mental clarity. The heir of air. Incisive. Looking for the truth, an upholder of the truth. It's also someone that can be so much in their mind that they forget that they have feelings. So King of Swords is a very Aquarian card to me, and he would be, I call him the motherfucker or the bastard. They can be very judgmental, very rigid in thought, mental fixity, but certainly no lack of clarity. I can see it. Talk about foresight. All right. Wheel of Fortune. Look at, we have 6, 7, 8. Wheel of Fortune here says things are just constantly in flux and change. We are constantly changing. So being able to, this I'm feeling right now is kind of a warning to not let your mind get rigid and locked in, because things are constantly changing. The wheel is turning, and you need to be able to observe and stay in the moment. And as that truth is changing, there a quote comes up to me from the Daughters of the Moon deck that says, a witch is a woman, it's the quote, a person that is passionate about their ideals and, passions? Passionate about their ideals and something and values as they are changing. Passionate as they are changing. We had that passion card there. So being able to change your mind as things change, as new information comes in, as we know better, we do better. And then 7 of Cups over here, we got head in the clouds. So we also need to be mentally clear and not let ourselves get caught up and wrapped up in wool gathering and that looking back to regret and how could it have been and how could I be, we want to do those reimagining exercises in a focused and potent way to make an event of energy and information and put it out there. Here's the best way that could have worked out and how I would like to be in the future. That's an event of it, not constantly playing something over in your head so that you can regret, regret. So rather than, oh, it could be this, it could be that, it could be something else, and getting all head in the clouds about it, clarity of thought, But then this is clarity of thought can be possibly rigidity of thought, wedded to your thoughts. Things are constantly changing. So she's saying, telling him, you need to also be flexible with your very clear ideas. And he is saying you need to be really clear about what you're doing with in your mind, because what we do with our mind generates our feelings. Then down here we've got the Chariot and the Six of Pentacles. So here's the past. No, this isn't the past. That's Cups. This is loans and debts and sharing of resources. And here's the Chariot. Okay, let's see. So Wheel of Fortune, Chariot, things are moving fast, you guys. So I'm looking also at just, world situations and stuff. This is talking about whoosh, these things are moving very quickly, very, very quickly. This here is saying, this feels like kind of little pieces of information there rather than one, focused. This is talking about sharing of resources, whatever you have to share. This time of year, I'll do like, $5 to Wikipedia and $1 to, these news sources and things that are not funded, that are publicly funded, and just sending $1 here, $1 to each one. And if many, many people do that, all of these things will survive. So sharing resources, looking at what, maybe what kind of change you could bring if I share what I have. Hold on. Where can I send my resources that will take things in the direction that I want them to go? And then Eight of Cups talks about letting everything drain that doesn't, letting the rest of it go. All right, let me see if I can tie this together. And may I just say, fuck you, Mercury. I love our really clear nights, but this night is that fuzzy Mercury retro thing. All right. Delusion, illusion. This is down to reality. What we have, what others need, what I can give. And from this, I'm looking at this head in the clouds, Seven of Cups, emotional stuff, and Eight of Cups is back down to earth. I'm going to let go of all that stuff that's keeping me fuzzy and woolly-headed, and that's keeping me in emotions about things that aren't actually happening. And I'm going to pour out, all the emotions I've generated over these fictions that my mind creates so that I can move on without that burden. Because things are moving fast. All right, let's see what you guys got here. Okay. Oh, crickets, huh? What do you guys think? King of Swords, Eight of Cups. Yes. So clarity, mental clarity, and really spending the time to get clear on things allows you to walk away from extraneous emotional gunk that you generate for yourself, and changing times can lead us to step on the gas of, this thought generation that causes us to have feelings that we don't need to be having. I want to take, hold on a second, where do I want to take a hit? I want to hit on the Six of Pentacles, Five of Wands. Ooh, okay. Tangle, Queen of Pentacles. Oh, there she is, and the Hermit. Huh. I gotta say, this isn't coming together for me. Queen of Pentacles is the one that can make more out of anything she has. So we've got the Six of Pentacles. I almost want to do, switchy. But the Queen of Pentacles says that when you give some away, I can make more. It's okay. Let it flow. Give it away. I can make more. Five of Wands talks about that just back and forthing with people. Looking at where you might be feeling competitive with them. And the Hermit, of course, is solitude and deep introspection. So it talks about stepping back. Huh. All right, let's see. Okay, Samantha says this one's more straightforward than the previous one. And you're talking about the Tarot of the Abyss. All right, jump in there, darling. Tell me what you need. It's just, we need to try to keep our thoughts as clear as we can, not to generate things that are going to keep us stuck in emotions. Learn how to let things go. Again, release, All right, I'm going to pull this one up. Well, that was the Abyss, right? I want to take, all right. Tavia says, I'm seeing those scales moving up and down and not coming to rest. That mental clarity holding to truth can be the center of. Are you still typing? I hope you're still typing. Scales moving up and down and not coming to rest. Yeah, I mean, it really feels like that's the quality of these readings tonight. They're not coming to rest. There's not like this whoop wrap up. And here we are. We're in Mercury retro time when things are kind of wacky and we're going back and forth and we're, all of that. So yes, I appreciate that, Tavia. And I no longer get really fussed about whether something's totally clear for me. Messages are coming. I'm putting them out. All right, we did that one. That was 6, right? Did I take the wrong deck? I think that last one was supposed to be 5, and I took Abyss, which was 6. And now I've got 6 3 times in a row. 4. That's kind of funny. Hold up. Something here so I don't confuse myself. Too late. All right. Samantha says, yes, the Tarot of the Abyss, and also remember to get better at saying, not my monkey, not my circus. Right. Give yourself time to decompress. Absolutely. All right. Thank you, Samantha. You know how it is. Okay. Dream Keepers. I also want to tell you guys, if you haven't watched the unboxing and the deep dive on the Native American Tarot, oh my God, talk about clear. And I want to tell you, since I shot that video, I have done 3 readings. No, including that video, I've done 3. The last one I did today, out of 6 cards, 5 of them had shown up in one of the previous 2 readings, or both of the previous 2 readings. So go watch that video, watch the message that comes out of it. It is so freaking clear. And that deck is like, I still want to, it keeps giving me that same message. So I want you to watch that. Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, we got majors and wands here. We have the 4 of Wands in the middle. So that talks about community. That talks about getting together with people to let your hair down, let some celebration happen, to have fun. Down here, we have the World, something coming to completion. Here, we've got Temperance and the 7 of Wands. Then we have the Hierophant, and we have Death here again, and the World. All right, give me a hot second here. Okay, so Temperance, this is talking about the balance between being in the celebratory mode and hanging out with people and going into, well, it's saying keep your boundaries firm. When you're out there, be balanced and keep your boundaries firm. And it talks about standing your ground, yes, but sometimes in the situation that we've been talking about tonight, um, standing your ground looks like exiting the conversation, keeping your boundaries firm. Okay, listen, I'm going to go get something to drink. Oh, Pam, it's really great to talk to you. When something starts going down the road that you'd rather not go down. You don't have to stand your ground and say, I'm not going to talk about that, or engage in a conversation you're not ready to have, or whatever. Just, okay, I'm going to, draw that line. I'm ducking out for a minute. I'll see you later, Then we have the Hierophant and death. The Hierophant talks about our rituals and the habitual ways we go about things. It's tradition. So traditions and rituals around death, traditions and rituals around the end of the year, the death of the old year. Okay, so let's talk about that. Let's talk about New Year's coming up and the whole resolution thing. Oi, I don't like the resolution thing. And I want to go back to that foreseeing and looking forward and being passionate about, here's the way I want to see things, rather than a resolution and how I need to change. Create that vision of who I want to be. Here's how and who I want to be in this new year. Here's how I want to express myself. Here's how I want to feel in body, mind, and spirit, and create that image, and what needs to go will show itself to you. Rather than, and I think the reason that New Year's resolutions become such an awful thing is because we try to change our entire life all at once, and you can't do that. So if you're going to do something like that, then maybe for just this, I don't know, week, month, just for this many days, I would suggest at least 21 days. To make a habit, it takes at least 21 days, closer to 6 weeks. But beyond that 3 weeks, things start becoming wired in a habitual way. So you pick one habit, a doable habit to do. So rather than come January 1st, my entire life's going to change, I'm going to do all these things, and then you can't keep up with it. Let's look at creating the vision of what I want the end of this new year to be like. Here's how I would like to arrive at the end of the new year, the end of 2024. And so to start that ball rolling, here's one thing that I can change that will be easily done, only one thing. For instance, waiting an hour before I turn the computer on in the morning. For instance, meditating, getting up, have my coffee, whatever, doing a meditation for 15 minutes. Something easy, committed to doing my therapy light. Here's the devotion thing. What do you want to devote yourself to? But make it easy and doable. Make it achievable so that you can have a success. And then when that's become a habit, you will already know what the next thing is that was hooked to that. That's, this has to go too. And then you can start this sort of organic process of things just organically changing as it becomes apparent that, okay, this is a new habit, and now I'm noticing that this is changing too, So what are the rituals? What habits do you want to develop? And how can you better approach endings so that you're not coming down on yourself so hard? And also, we do this thing of, I can't wait till this year's over. Done. It's been awful. Kick it in the ass. Oh my God, this has been a year of your life. You've lived through it. Can we be grateful? Can we praise that? Can we be compassionate with ourselves for however we managed to get through this year? Right? Can we kiss it goodbye and thank it for whatever we've learned and gained and felt and achieved and experienced for the year, rather than get it the fuck out of here? And then that sets up this delusion of everything's going to be different. New Year's way, new year, new me, you know? And we set ourselves up for just regret and then feeling bad about ourselves and being down on ourselves. So we really need to look at the rituals and the traditions around what's ending and how it's going to end and see things in a more fluid way. Then we can bring it to completion. The world is completion. So rather than ending and killing and, you know, here's why I needed that habit in my life. And this year, here's the first step I'm going to take, a very doable thing that I can devote myself to every day until it becomes habit. And then how can I look at that part of my life where I needed that habit? How can I bring that to completion? Yes. And so looking at a Four of Wands here can also talk about, in the context of family and community, how can you get support? How have maybe some habits that you want to end been supported? So that's kind of a negative thing, and that needs to end. Or you need to stand your ground and back yourself off from a relationship or just a way of engaging with particular people that included some habits that you would rather not have. You know? So, temperance, gaining, okay, look at the last year. Here's what I learned. Here's how I've changed. Here's how I've become better. Here's how I've become worse. Here are the things that I would love to, here's how I would love to arrive at the end of next year. Look at how you went into 2023 and how you're coming out of it. And then look at maybe approaching 2024 with more awareness of, here's how I'm starting it. Here's what I would really love to see. Here's how I'd love to be at the end of this year. And then you can gently start working at it, changing the habits so that things can end in this fluid, gentle way, always being aware of where you have to set a boundary and bringing things to completion rather than ending. Completing the phase of my life where I needed this, that, or the other. And then it's complete and can be in the past. Okay. This one felt good. Okay. Tavia says she got Mercury and water in Scorpio. Conjuncting Neptune. Wow. Live in that misty mental state. Uh-huh. I'm glad, Tavia. Yeah, sometimes you need somebody like with a Mercury retrograde or that kind of watery Mercury to explain some of these things. It's funny because my kids, my daughter has Mercury in Cancer in the 8th house. So water and water. My son has Mercury in Pisces in the 5th house, so water and fire. I have Mercury in Virgo in the 10th house, earth and earth. So I can be a more practical thinker, but then I've got my sun squared by Neptune and it can really fuzz things out. Mercury is sextiled by Neptune, so I get, the psychic assistance, but yeah, believe me, I get lost too, was the whole point of that. All right. Who's next? All right, let me catch up here. And Jessica, I love that Native American deck. Yeah, I know. Whew, blew me away. Samantha says, that's why my mantra every day is just help me be a better me today than I was yesterday, because we can always be a little better. Yep. How can I be better to myself today than I was yesterday? Try that one too. How can I be better to myself? Because again, you can come at things with the idea of I need to be better because there's something wrong with me, or I'm not as good. Not as good as I could be. Yes, I do understand that. I understand that entirely, Samantha. You are entirely right. And and let's just add, how can I be a better person to myself today? All right. Now we go Hidden Realm, and I'm so happy that Kuan Yin is coming up last, because then she's really going to tell us. Oop, okay, they're levitating. We're going to take you. We have the Page of Pentacles. We have the Seven of Wands again. The Nine of Pentacles. Ace of Wands. Two of Pentacles. Ooh, we get brand new here. And then the Ten of Wands. Wow, okay. Hi, little fox. Page of Pentacles is about learning things, the fundamentals, the practicality of learning something concrete and practical. Going to school. Page of Pentacles is here to get their hands on things. Okay, let me try. Can I try, please? Like the beginning level of Earth, the fundamentals. Seven of Wands is about standing your ground, keeping your boundary firm, knowing where my territory is and where, where mine starts and yours ends. Then we've got Nine of Pentacles. So we've got that solitary feel again. This is more like, whoa, come no further, So that Seven of Wands, but look at her. Okay, hold on, because this deck is different. So I'm going to be looking some things up. She's looking up. Seven of Wands. So I'm seeing kind of an imagining thing. It almost feels a little bit like the Seven of Cups. Imagining ideas. Look at them coming out of her head. Wands are fire. They're about passion and drive and creativity. And she's like, wow, I've got things sprouting out of her head, literally. And then we back those ideas up with, all right, I need to take on a new skill in order to realize these things that I'm seeing. And then the Nine of Pentacles says, I've got everything I need to make it happen. The Nine of Pentacles is my resources. These are what I have for me. Got that little bird on her hand. She's, usually shown behind that hedge. So she has built this growing boundary where she can be inside. She can take on whatever new skills she needs to in order to allow those ideas to begin to take shape and come into fruition. Then we've got the Ace of Wands down here. So plenty of passion and creativity to back up both the ideas and that will to learn. This is the willingness to learn. When I was doing personal readings and Page of Pentacles would come up, I would say it's time to do something structured learning. Not just haphazard, but here this is a specific skill set. I am going to learn it, specific discipline, whatever. Then we have Two of Pentacles here. Okay. So she's sitting and she's watching these flowers grow. So here she's just kind of pondering, how they're growing. We have this wild passion, the initiation of an idea, the spark of creativity and inspiration. Is this growing the way I wanted it to? And then the Ten of Wands at the end. Okay, I got to read him. So let's get to, let's get to the Page of Wands here. Oh, no, it's not the Page of Wands. Sorry, Page of Pentacles. Swords. All right. So, card represents someone deeply committed to learning or connecting with something larger than herself. Patient and smart. She realizes her chosen task will require sacrifices and will take time, maybe a very long time, but she sees the big picture. She believes the benefits gained during the process as well as achieving her goal are well worth the time and effort. This is something that means everything to her, and she intends to give her heart, soul, mind, and body devotion to this new skill that I want to learn. So let's go on from the last one as far as looking at the new year and a new year resolution, how we want to end this year and begin the next, how we want to live out the next. So looking forward and saying, I will be devoted to this better version of myself, as Samantha was saying, more skillful, more adept, more observant. All right. Let's go to the Seven of Wands. There are times you're certain of what you want to do, what you've what you feel you must do. When you hesitate, though, uncertainty creeps in. The clarity you had is attacked and weakened. The energy of the initial decision still fills your soul, but now it has no outlet and becomes increasingly painful. Regret, maybe? Oh my goodness. The Seven of Wands shows this moment, but also the next, when you're reminded of your initial quest. The crust of paralysis breaks away, freeing you to do what you know you must. It was in you all along, buried but still alive. Now you are free and unafraid. How interesting. So this talks about hesitating to the point where you become uncertain and your clarity starts to dissolve. And doubt starts coming in. But then that next moment when there's a pause, you suddenly remember what I'm here to do, and you go about it. This is why you got to look things up with this deck, because there's some very different interpretations here. Success and achievement are a couple of life's sweet rewards. This card marks the sense of satisfaction that comes from hard work. Okay, hold on. I need to say thank you to Annette Klein, because that just fell out. This was a gift deck too. Individual effort, doing the work of your heart, doing what you know to be good and true, the life you've created for yourself, taking time to enjoy the fruits of your labor. So again, not getting lost in regret, being willing to learn new things, and working towards that sense of achievement. So this talks about really remembering what our real goal is when we get stuck in, sidetracked, side quests into regret and stuff, to come back to what we're learning and what we want to achieve. All right, Ace of Wands, I don't know that I need to look up, but I'm going to do it anyway. Opportunities, swift and decisive actions, no time to think, no weighing of pros and cons. Grab it while it's there, but then look at this. The pondering. Oh, this, Tavia, when you talked about the scales dipping back and forth, we really are seeing it here, aren't we? Sometimes humans get caught up in the vicious vortex of more, better, faster. Uncontrolled growth is reckless, dangerous, and irresponsible. Sometimes life just throws a lot at us. The Two of Pentacles suggests a balanced, slow approach. Part of the balance includes being very aware of how your actions in this world affect the spirit world. If your projects and actions are not rooted in spirit, they will not manifest in a healthy manner. Take a breath, slow down, pay attention, observe, take a beat, all the things we've been talking about. See what you are really doing and what is really happening in your life. So without the delusion. So here's the review. Here's the, okay, I remember my true purpose. Let's go, let's go, let's go. All right, here's what I've achieved in the past. And here's the review of that so that I can move forward in the best way possible, in a balanced way. And here is what I've learned observing this. And now I can take those skills with this new beginning here in passion and move forward in a way that is considered. Okay, and this one, come back, Annette. The intense energy and power of the Ten of Wands can feel like a burden. How can you possibly wield all that potential? Oh God, from the Ace to the 10 here. It's a big responsibility. The secret is to realize that it isn't something that exists outside of you. It is your own passion to be lived and expressed through your life, not something external that you have to manage. The difference is subtle but important. Live your life. Don't let life live you. Amen. See, they're woohoo. Embrace the immeasurable energy, for it is within you. It is not a burden thrust upon you. So when we start and, when we get this passionate influx and we don't let it take off with us, then we don't get swept away and overwhelmed. We know, yes, this is happening inside me. I'm going to stop and consider. I'm going to bring my skill to it. I'm going to look at my past achievements. I'm going to weed out all that, the regret and all that stuff that's trying to pull us off track and come back into clarity so that we can be responsible for all of this wonderful inspiration that's coming through and be responsible with our gifts, This talks about using your gifts and not letting them use you. Okay, yeah. Yes, I love this deck. Samantha says wands are conduits for energy, so she's assessing where all she's sending her energy to. Yes, that too. Yeah, I mean, I love the image of just, but now I have to kind of key in on the look on her face that she's getting sort of pulled into doubt. Let's see if you can see her a little bit closer. Just kind of, yeah, pulled off of her center. Where she wants to send her energy also, yes. Oh, how beautiful the cards look on this cloth. Yes, they do. They really do. Very organic, very woodsy. Okay, they're telling me to take another one. All right, we didn't get a major, so I'm going to go for a new major. Let's see who. Right, 5 of Wands, and the first major out is the Hermit. Here comes the Hermit again. So solitude is really important, especially during retrogrades when if you're getting overwhelmed or overstimulated. It's really important to recognize when you need to back up and when you need to just take a beat, like I was saying, maybe more than a beat, for some solitude, some self-care. All right, and then we have the Kuan Yin. Gently. All right. Oh, my dear. All right. That's just Mother Fears. Okay. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna keep shuffling. I'm gonna do it this way so I don't drop them everywhere. All right. This might just be a one, 2, or 3 card spread because we'll take them one at a time. How's that? All right. How very interesting. When I pulled this deck out and said, what would you like to bring? This was the card that came out, Radiant Moon of Compassion. And why I chose this deck is because we really need compassion right now. So let's take a look. Oh, okay. Here we go. Kuan Yin sits upon a radiant moon of compassion, pouring forth the spiritual strength needed for you to liberate yourself from lower vibrational energies of fear and judgment into the vibration of freedom, love, and peace where you naturally belong. You are being urged to use this power now to grow spiritually and free yourself from a situation that could draw you down. Okay. I think I'm going to read this whole thing. Beloved, you are currently challenged by lower vibrational energies. You think? This is not bad. In fact, you've called this situation to you so that you may grow spiritually. Collectively, y'all, we have definitely collectively pulled this energy spiritually in so that we can collectively clear some big shit. Kuan Yin is with you to ensure that you are victorious. These energies of challenge may appear to be external in the form of a person, place, thing, or situation, or a current or past relationship. They may appear to be internal in the form of a habit of self-doubt. Oh my gosh. Self-judgment, or the judgment or criticism of others. You can either choose to allow these energies to pull you down into fear and judgment, or you can choose to grow spiritually through the practice of compassion and liberate yourself into greater peace, love, and freedom. Kuan Yin shines through her radiant moon of compassion, reaching to you to allow her to nourish and lift you, to help you as you choose to rise above, growing spiritually stronger as a result. Compassion does not mean becoming a doormat or indulging in the emotional sufferings or even the manipulations or games that another may seek to play from a partially aware and wounded state. Wow, that is exactly what we were talking about in the very beginning. It does not mean collapsing into sympathy and seeking to rescue another from their own life choices and experiences. Compassion is recognition of the power of all souls to co-create their life experience. Compassion is also the recognition of the struggle that humankind can experience in the process of spiritual growth and a gentle, loving compassion for all of humanity, not from a position of spiritual arrogance, remember the ego over here, but from a position of kindness and generosity of spirit. Compassion aligns you back to your soul light, to your own spiritual power, and lifts you to freedom. Allow the beloved mother to shine her radiant moon of compassion into your heart now and help you free yourself from judgment and back into wisdom, discernment, and peace. Discernment, that King of Swords. You deserve no less, beloved. All right. Here's a couple things, and this is why I'm not doing 6 cards, because I want to read through these. They're prayers and rituals. So, healing in the radiant moon of compassion. You can do this now, as a matter of fact. Get comfy. Sit quietly with your eyes closed and become aware of your heart. Intend that the light of the heart grow brighter until it shines its light on the problem, situation, or circumstance that is of a lower vibrational nature in your life. And you can think in terms of the collective too, because it will affect you personally. You're doing it. It affects you personally as well. You will know this situation by the response it evokes in you, one of fear, doubt, judgment, anger, or guilt and shame. Imagine that within this heart light, a vibrant, radiant moon burns with compassion. As the heart light shines, it illuminates the situation at hand, bringing forth the truth of the situation out from underneath any fear, judgment, or illusion. Quietly speak the following from your heart. Beloved Mother of Compassion, Kuan Yin, help me now as I shine my heart light, filled with the light of your radiant moon of compassion on all aspects of this situation. May this situation be blessed with your divine compassion. May all involved see more clearly and rise above their ego pain into tolerance, understanding, and peace. May the soft light of your compassionate grace bring healing now. So be it. Om Mani Padme Hum. And now we have a prayer of compassion. Prayer of the Radiant Moon of Compassion. Beloved Kuan Yin, your compassion empowers you with endless energy, patience, peace, and love. Infuse me with your light and help me find my compassion so that I may rise above the energies of fear or judgment into greater compassion that liberates me to live my own life in peace. Shine upon me, beloved radiant moon of compassion. Om Kuan Yin, Om Mani Padme Hum. Wow. And we had a second that came out, so we'll look at this too. And it is the Amaryllis Lute. My goodness, that one was just, yeah. I mean, that card came out and I thought about, I looked at the card, maybe I should just, open with this, but I didn't. And I love it when the decks kind of get sentient and go, hey, yes, I really did want to be part of this. All right. The Amaryllis Lute says, you have won a victory, beloved, a victory over the past. And the Amaryllis Lute is sounding through every cell of your being, heralding your rising vibration as you leave fear behind you once again. In fact, the lute says you are growing fast and spiritually and are outgrowing your old life even more so. This is that organic change I'm talking about. When your vibration changes, so too does your life, beloved. This is natural. It is safe and loving for you to release that which no longer feels right for you. No matter how much it was important in your old life, it might not have the same place in your new life. Wow. The death card coming up there, looking at the, this end of the year thing. This is something else. Okay. Am I reading this whole thing? Hey, why not? Well, maybe not the entire thing. Just as a musical instrument can play notes at higher or lower vibrations, your own vibration is being refined as you are growing so fast spiritually. Remember the Wheel of Fortune and the Chariot? Zoom. This is wonderful. Be brave as you trust that you are allowed, indeed, you are spiritually encouraged to allow your vibration to continue rising, even though that sometimes means leaving people, places, situations, and things behind. Endings. Some people and situations will grow with you at an equal pace. Others will meet you in the next upward spiral of your unfolding consciousness and life path. And still others will weigh you down, and you'll need to let them go so they may live their own destiny according to their own choices and timing. Remember that thing in the beginning about not changing people, not coming in with an agenda to change people? The more you allow yourself to raise your vibration to shine victorious in your journey from fear to peace, the more you will be able to benefit from the quick unfoldment of your higher destiny in your life. The Amaryllis lute calls you upwards into your own soul vibration. This healing instrument of the Divine Mother Goddess Kuan Yin sounds within your cells, helping you continue to raise your vibration into peace. You know what that calls for? You will feel the effect of the Amaryllis lute when you feel that you want to be more discerning about what you consume and how it might affect you positively or negatively. This might be food, it might be relationships, energies, visual, reading material, music, environments, emotional tendencies in certain friendships or work environments. Remember the Four of Wands and the Seven of Wands there. This doesn't require stringent or fanatical approaches, but the lute opens you to greater awareness of how you best work to raise your own vibration. You don't have to make dramatic changes to have dramatic effects. This is what we were saying. One small doable habit, one small thing that you're already ready to do. Okay. Even a small change in not gossiping and choosing not to engage in non-constructive arguments can make a world of difference. Choosing to smile more, to be gentler and kinder to yourself and others, to not be a doormat, to be firm and loving about meeting your own needs are ways to raise your vibration too. Chanting, meditation, and dance can help too. Let the Amaryllis lute sound and guide you to the most beautiful and enjoyable ways for your vibration to rise. Remember that what works for another may not work for you, so it is an experiment and a fun one at that. There's the Page of Pentacles, and also the pleasure card. If you've pulled the Oracle of Amaryllis lute along with the Thresholder, the Daughter of the Phoenix, there's a special notice. All right, we didn't do that. Here's the ritual: healing with the Amaryllis lute. Find a private space in nature or in your home where you can walk around in a spiral, starting at the center, moving outwards. If you cannot do this exercise physically, you can imagine it. Start in the center and say, I now choose to release that which no longer serves my vibration, that which has held me back in fear or poverty consciousness, in illness or depletion or codependency. I release it and I set myself free to be more of me in love, peace, and power. So be it. Begin to walk around the spiral in whatever direction feels good for you. I would suggest that you start maybe from the inside and go anti-clockwise. That's the banishing way. Or you could spiral in that way as you banish and shed, come back to your true self. You get to the center and then you come out clockwise to generate the new self. Either way you want to do it, any way you want to do it works. Okay, imagine that with each conscious step inside of you, a beautiful lute which releases amaryllis flowers into your heart is sounded. Imagine that with each sound, your vibration is rising, like your soul sounding a higher note, and you are releasing old energies. Take your time and stay with the process. As you start to walk, keep your steps very small, and as you make the spirals bigger, move outward with bigger steps until you feel lighter and freer or have run out of room. Once you are finished, say, I honor this commitment to myself, devotion. I will allow raising my vibration to be a priority. I will give myself full permission to do this now in loving service to my soul and the planet. So be it. Prayer to the Amaryllis lute, your beauty triumphs, your sound so pure causes my heart to soar. My vibration rises and my cells are flooded with divine light. I know myself as love. Om Mani Padme Hum. I was reading it in the Tibetan way before, which was Om Mani Padme Hum. This is in the Sanskrit Hindu way, Om Mani Padme Hum, the jewel in the lotus. Okay, so hey guys, in gratitude to you, let's close this circle down. Let's I want to look at some messages, and then we're going to do a little meditation and do that prayer again at the end. Samantha, I love that cloth too. Need to find some. Paisley, yes, it is Paisley. Willow Owl says, I have the Kuan Yin Oracle and she always puts me in check in the most sweet and gentle way. Absolutely. How do you get slapped gently? And Jessica has it too. But wow, now I'm thinking the wild Kuan Yin. Yes, I don't have the wild Kuan Yin. It's one of the ones I want. It's on my wish list. Yes, I know. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. All right, so you guys settle in again. Settle in, come back down into your body. And really become aware again of the circuits that you're part of, the earth energy circuit and the cosmic circuit blending inside of you. And come into that feeling of gratitude again and into your heart. And looking at peace and compassion and how we are going to move forward through the end of this year and how we wish to move through the next year, all in compassion, discernment, joy, gentleness. So breathe into that heart center. And after you've exhaled, take a nice deep inhale. And from the heart, let's send out into our inner layer of the sphere and the outer layer. Breathe out. Green light, pink light, however you see your heart chakra. Breathe that light of pure love and compassion out into those spheres. And where they shoot around this circuit. So we give and we receive to each other, to and from each other. Let's send out gratitude to guides, guardians, allies, and ancestors. Thank you so much. You've done your best to deliver your messages, and your humble servant here has done her best to deliver them as well. And I thank you for forgiving any omissions and mistakes. I send out gratitude to all my viewers. Thank you for making me feel not so alone. And we don't have an Amaryllis lute, but we do have a bell. So let's just hear the sound of the bell. Maybe a little louder. Let that sound wash through your energy system into the spheres that surround you, connecting with everyone else. And one more time. And as that sounds, feel this prayer. Your beauty triumphs. Your sound so pure causes my heart to soar. My vibration rises and my cells are flooded with divine light. Feel them flooded with divine light from above and below, from earth energy, from cosmic energy. You're flooded, flooded, flooded. Feel increasing joy, confidence, love, compassion, pleasure, humor, generosity. All of these wonderful qualities. Just feel your system being flooded with light and all of these feelings. Feel it coming beyond your body and filling up the sphere. And affirm to yourself, I feel myself as love. Feel no difference between this energy, your body, what you call me, all of these things, all the same thing. Feel myself as love. I am love. I am love. I am love. Exhale, deep breath in. Breathe that statement out. And feel that energy travel out through the circuit, covering this planet. Exhale again. Next inhale. As you exhale, push that outer layer out so it covers the entire planet with light, raising the vibration of everything and everyone on this planet. And we seal it with Om Mani Padme Hum. All right. Again, what we didn't do, let's take any excess energy, send it back out down into the earth for her blessing, ground it out, keep only what you need, and you always keep what you need. But anything excess that may make it difficult to sleep, let it go down, 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 down into the earth. Thank you, Mother, for everything we are, everything we have. And send out into the cosmos as well. Thank you, Spirit, for the essence of our being and for the connection between us. It's so quiet. I shut the drums off. All right. And thank you to all of you again. Thank you. Thank you. And I'm wishing you whatever holidays you are celebrating this month. Happy them holidays. And you will certainly be hearing from me as we head through. So, Willow Owl says the Kuan Yin oracles made such an impression on me that I have a couple of statues, which I place my card readings around. Yes. Yes. I mean, yeah, absolutely. You're welcome, Samantha. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Marcy. You're welcome. Yes, have a wonderful weekend, everyone. Good night, Tavia. Hit the like button. Yes, thank you. Oh, there's no likes. What the hell, you guys? Come on. Hit that like button on your way out. Please, cost you nothing. Dink. If you can't do it tonight, next time you get on the computer, go back to this live stream and hit the like button so more people can see these. Thank you. Thank you, Jessica. Blessings to all here again. All right, you guys. Let me bigger myself here. I'm hanging out in the corner. Sorry. All right. I love you. Blessings to you all. I will see you next time. And until then, blessed be.